Only 1 week left.
I don't want to talk about it.
What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be giving our spoiler-filled thoughts on Episode 5 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the penultimate episode. Only 1 week left, like I mentioned up front, but spoilers for The Falcon and Winter Soldier, Episode 5, in 3, 2, 1. Cam, what'd you think of the episode?
It was perfect. Perfect.
10 out of 10 for you?
No complaints.
Okay. I really liked it. I think it's my favorite episode of the show so far. We knew going into this it was going to be epic.
They dropped a mid-season trailer.
Yeah.
Which was dope.
And then they dropped a 14-second trailer that had more cool shots as well. But the main thing they hinted at was the showdown between John Walker, Bucky, and Sam. And that's, sure enough, how the episode opens up. And it was everything I wanted. I couldn't have asked for more. It was a badass showdown with a lot of homages to Civil War's fight between Iron Man, Bucky, and Cap. And it was brutal as hell.
They did it also in a way that, wasn't very... expected, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just, Sam and Bucky completely, beat down on John Walker, call it a day.
Yeah.
John actually did some work on them, which was good.
Yeah, it was just, and it was brutal with the blood, too, and just...
people were spitting up blood, people were wiping blood off of places.
Falcon's wings got ripped off him by John Walker, which was crazy. It reminded me of an Civil War when Iron Man blows Bucky's arm off.
Bucky got electrocuted.
A lot of stuff went down, and I loved the way that it hooked you in. That was like a 10-minute opening, I want to say, as well. So
very similar to the first episode, where the first 10 minutes is just Sam flying.
Absolutely. And then we take a back seat, kind of slow down a little. I kind of called it the calm before the storm, in a good way, though. Felt like in a movie after that epic second act, you're just relaxing, getting to know these characters, having the character moments, which were my favorite parts of this episode, probably. And then it's all leading into this epic final episode, which I think could be longer than an hour, probably.
Great acting from Wyatt Russell.
Yeah.
John Walker's off the rails. He's insane. He's a psychopath, and Wyatt Russell did that really, really well.
Absolutely. In fact, there's a scene.
Tweaking.
There's a scene not long after that opening where he's basically not on trial, but he's getting dismissed.
Like a court-martial or something like that?
He's getting dismissed, essentially. And he goes off the rails a little at the end. He's like, doesn't he say, you built me? That's what he says.
Yeah, you built me. I lived my life by your mandates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when he storms out, we get this mystery character who's introduced. It's Julie Louis-Dreyfus of Seinfeld fame and Veep, which I haven't seen. So she's an award winner. And she's playing Madame Hydra. Is that what
Contez Valentina Allegra. Wait, Valentine? Contez Valentina Allegra de Fontaine.
Esteban Julio de Ricardo.
Nice.
Oh my
gosh.
Yeah.
Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. It's not my favorite thing to say now. I like it.
And we looked into it, and she is, in fact...
Madame Hydra, which is, apparently a big deal, which is what they told us. They said a really grounded comic character that's going to be kind of a big deal, and they would be interested to see with Thor, and that's exactly what they said, and that's exactly what we got. And for me, they did a cameo perfect. A cameo is a cameo. She showed up. She was in one scene. I'm intrigued by her character, but she didn't steal the show. Mm-hmm. She was great. Perfect.
Absolutely. And apparently she was supposed to be in Black Widow, introduced in Black Widow.
Basically, just because of COVID, they decided to put a little scene with her in the show.
Yeah. And I'm sure that some people will be disappointed by that. I myself made some theories just for fun, going in knowing that's not even on my mind. I wasn't going to be let down by whatever they went with. I was like, maybe it'll be Yelena from Black Widow, maybe Wolverine, which again, I said is outlandish, so I'm not at all disappointed by that. And I feel like some people might be.
Yeah.
But WandaVision taught us a lot, so I learned from WandaVision.
Some people learned from WandaVision.
Yeah, I'm glad that I did. I learned my lesson with that show.
After we deal with Walker for a little bit, we see Sam go to Baltimore to see Isaiah. It was a great scene. I loved it so much. One of my weaknesses is old people. So I was crying, but it was also 4 a.m.
It's almost a gut-wrenching scene in a way when you see the horrors and atrocities that Isaiah went through. And just the social commentary that this has on today's society, I think, is extremely impactful, not at all forced.
It also, the whole scene just really gave a lot to the internal struggle that Sam's having with trying to figure out what he wants to do, what he's going to decide to do. Probably one of the best scenes of the whole
Honestly, kind of brought some tears to my eyes. You can go watch the watch party. I wasn't crying full force, but
I cried. But
it was very sad.
I cried everything.
It's very sad.
So.
And then throughout this episode, of course, a lot of the focus is on Sam being back home in Louisiana with his sister Sarah. They're repairing the boat. Bucky pulls up, which is nice to see. And a lot of people were misinterpreting Bucky and Sarah's little introduction. They're just saying hi to each other.
Yeah. Well, if Bucky speaks to a woman, people want them to date.
Lord help us all. But I really loved some of the small character moments we got between Bucky and Sam, and that's what I've been wanting more from the show, and this episode absolutely delivered on that. I will say my favorite is when they're training with the shield. Sam gives him a little tough love.
Which is exactly what Bucky needs.
Yeah.
I said this in the watch party, but like, one of the things that annoys me the most about Steve and Bucky's relationship is that Steve just always babied Bucky. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, he's been through a lot, but because he's been through so much, he does have like thick skin. Like, you can have a conversation with him. You don't have to baby him. You don't have to like coddle him. Like, and Sam knows that. And Sam was like, you want some tough love real quick? He was like, if you want to get out of this hell that you're in, you have to put in the work. You have to like dig yourself out.
Yeah.
And I loved that scene so much. And because Bucky took it well too. And
then I forgot to mention at some point in this episode, we see Zemo as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And Bucky goes and confronts him in a sense, and then the Dora Milaje pull up and take him away to the raft.
Yeah. And
setting up Thunderbolts probably, which is what one of the post credits could be.
Mm-hmm. And I think Io is like, you should make yourself scarce in Wakanda for a little while. And then Bucky's like, okay, but real quick, can I ask you for a favor? Which leads into when Bucky shows up at Sam's house, he's got this ominous case that we see them with a couple times. We don't know what's in it, but we can theorize what we think. We can theorize,
and it's definitely his new suit.
Sam's new suit, because he left the wings with Torres, who I think is going to become the next Falcon, because he was just like, you forgot your wings, and he was like, keep them, which is definitely setting that up.
And literally the final shot of the episode is him opening it, and it's like, it's going to be a suit. We're going to get an epic reveal in the next episode, which I'm pumped for.
Good. It's going to be such a good suit.
Absolutely. And then there's a really cool training montage of Sam as well. It's like, it reminded me of Rocky. Anytime I see that, I'm like, Rocky or Creed training sequence, sign me up.
He was doing flips and everything, and it was great.
And I think that really...
Anthony Mackie looked good.
He did, yeah. Damn good.
Sam and Bucky did part ways, but them leaving each other was not the final shot of the season, like a lot of people were thinking it would be. I never believed that, because that's so dramatic. Marvel would not do that.
But, Sharon is sus.
Sharon is super sus.
Yeah, because Batroc came back he was in the first episode, he's in the Winter Soldier, and it's almost like she's... I don't even know. I really need answers on her.
I have no statement on Sharon. Yep. I'm confused in general. Yeah. I'm sure we'll figure it out. But...
I'm sure we will. And next week, the Flag Smashers are going to play a huge role. Obviously, we see something go down in like the GRC.
Yeah, and they like take over kind of. Who knows? Kind of confusing. What I do know is what Sam said to Bucky. He was like, you can't just go to these people and say sorry. You have to like lend a hand and like be of service to them. You have to make them feel better to make yourself feel better. And so I just know that we're going to get Bucky and Yori, and I'm not going to be able to handle that.
It's going to be very sad.
Mentally, like, I'm not prepared.
And then there's actually a post-credit scene of John Walker assembling his own Captain America shield out of what looks like scraps.
DIY Captain America shield.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's going to have a shield in the next episode, and it's all going down in New York. I wonder if our friend Spidey will make an appearance. I'm just kidding. They're not. I think this final episode is going to be over an hour. We're going to see an epic showdown with the Flag Smashers, Bucky, John Walker, Sam, all these people. We're going to get a lot of small character moments too, and it's going to end on a high note. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm very
My favorite episode of the show so far because of the way it blended the action at the beginning with the character moments. I can't wait to see how it ends next week. We'll be back next week to cover episode 6 of The Falcon and Winter Soldier with a live watch party and review here on the channel. It's going to be a big one, the finale already. It's sad to see how fast time flies, but thank you all for watching. Definitely hit the like button. Comment your thoughts on the episode down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? I personally, it's my favorite so far. I think it's hers as well. Go follow Cam on Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff will be linked down below. Subscribe to her YouTube channel. You might get a video once a month if you're lucky. And as for Filmstock, all of my links are down below. Looking forward to the next week, the finale. Thank you all for watching. Until next time. See you guys later.